something you might not have ever noticed about maps, maybe. Maybe because the only experience you have with maps is Google Maps or Yahoo Maps, or if you're a little more old school, MapQuest, that the only thing you look at are the roads that you travel on, the path that it tells you to take, and so forth. Maybe even you're a little more advanced and you'll be like, no, I don't want to go those roads, I want to take these other ones instead. But if you look at an old school map, like a atlas or things like that, like maybe your parents or grandparents, depending on how old you are, have an old road atlas, one of those big ones that fold out in their car still. Um, if you have one of those or any of that kind of things, you look at them, there's going to be these like squiggly lines on it. They're real narrow, and they make like not really circles, but like circles that like a 2-year-old would draw. But they're all concentric, like they'll be grouped around a thing, and they'll just kind of spreading out across the map. The reason those are there is those are what are called topographical markings. Basically, if you don't know what topography is, it's that the Earth is not flat, shockingly. Not just in the fact that it's an oblate sphere, but it's not flat in that it's not smooth either. It is bumpy. There's mountains, there's hills, there's valleys, there's basins and plateaus. Like there's different things like that. They go up and down and stuff. And the way to represent that in a flat thing like a map is those little circles. The closer that those are, the narrower that those little kind of effed up circles are, the closer to a peak that it is, and the more spread out they are, or wider that they are, is closer to the bottom, right? In doing that, it allows you to represent a three-dimensional object in a two-dimensional way. Well, what often something of kind of a preacher's adage is that the Bible is like a compass. It points you in a direction. See, it tells you where north and south, and also by default where east and west are. It directionally, the cardinal directions, it tells you which way that those are. However, contrary to the common kind of Sunday school adage, is that the Bible really isn't basic instructions before leaving Earth. It really isn't a guidebook for your life. It really isn't those things. It's not an instruction manual. It's not something where you can just, like, I mean, I have a Mustang, and so I've got one of the books where you go down, you get at the mechanic shop, tells you the whole, like the mechanical layouts and the engineering diagrams of everything in it, and if you flip that open, you can figure out more or less how just about anything works in it, how to fix just about anything in it. The Bible's not like that. The Bible is more like a compass. You set it on the map, and it tells you, it orients you. It gives you, this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. And from that information, you then determine the direction you need to go in order to get where you need to be. Basically that, because the thing interestingly is that north, south, east, west, they're not going to move. They will stay rigidly in place. They will definitely only be this direction, that direction, forever. It will always be like that. You can even change the labels around. The directions will remain the same. However, because of the uneven nature of the earth, the uneven nature of our ability to transverse it, like if you have a boat, you can't go onto the land. If you have a car, you can't go necessarily where a four-wheel drive could go. If you have A four-wheel drive, you have more options about directions you can go. If you have a horse, or if you're just on foot, you have to count those into the direction that you go. And in fact, like Google Maps and stuff will tell you, are you walking, are you using mass transit, or are you in a vehicle? It'll ask you, like, so there, because it knows that changes the way, the directions that it's going to calculate for you. But anyway, all those variables, like, we just, in a lot of ways, we just want a microwave version of faith. And I think something that's interesting about the situation we're in now is that that doesn't work. And that what a lot of people have been living off of is that microwave version of faith, where it's pre-cooked and pre-chewed, basically. Pastor just gives it to you on Sunday, and you don't think about it throughout the rest of the week. And now that we're into this situation where you're live streaming services, or some are just sleeping through the whole thing and just not doing it at all, or maybe you're catching up as a podcast later. Basically, if that's all you're not getting into the Word during the week, you're not contacting other people to pray together or to talk about what you're studying together, or you're not doing any of those things, what's going to happen is you're going to starve to death. And you've been on life support already, but the pastor's kind of just been keeping the IV drip going for you. But now you're in the situation that's even less of a meal for you. It's less sustaining. It's less sustenential. Now you're in you're going to starve to death spiritually. And maybe you're even beginning to experience that and sense that, and maybe you're getting a little squirmy about it and you're not sure what to do. That's that north, south, east, west telling you, hey, this is the right way to go. However, you have to look at your map, your life, your daily routines, and find the areas where, you know what, I need to make cuts here, I need to limit my Netflix, I need to limit whatever it is that you need to do. And once you've analyzed your life, start going in the right direction.